Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make these super pretty Peekaboo pinch bows, and these are made out of the soft faux leather, and this is glitter ribbon, so I thought I'd do a mix of both materials. And the other bonus is these are all completely sew free, template free, so they're really simple and easy to do. And like I said, these ones are really big. I would class this as an extra large bow. It's 6 inches across, almost 6.5, and 4 inches wide from sort of point to point. So like I said, it is a big bow, and like I said, look how pretty these are. I'll link all the supplies below for the glitter ribbon and this nice faux leather, because it's like a shimmery purple colour. And I've got another version here, and again it's another really soft faux leather. The reason I like these soft ones is because they're incredibly easy to pinch, and that is what you want in these kind of styles of bows. Any one where you have to pinch the centres to get these nice crease dips, you want the really soft faux leathers, or the really thin glitters would also work, but like I said, you want them to be really pinchable. You want to be able to literally be able to do, let me show you, this is how I do my pinches. So if you can do this with ease, then that's the right fabric sort of materials for you to be using. And like I said, I've got this glitter ribbon, and again, if it's a bit of a stiffer one, you can take your hair straighteners and run them over, give them a little bit of heat, and what it does is any of your glitter ribbon that's a little bit sort of stiff, it softens it up, and again makes this much more easier to work with as well. So there's some little tips for you. And obviously I've already pre-cut mine, and this is the faux leather material, and I've cut it to the same width of the ribbon as the ribbon, because this is technically 3 inches wide, but some 3-inch ribbon compared to others can be a touch skinnier. So I measured mine by putting this against my sheet, so I'll show you, or you could just measure 3 inches, but like I said, I like to measure it to the ribbon, because like I said, it can be sometimes just a touch over 3 inches, sometimes it can be a touch under the 3 inches. So this is the edge of your sheet, and most sheets are 13 inches, which is what we're going to use. And I put my ribbon right against my edge, took my ruler, and I've got this nice metal one so I can keep myself extra straight. I moved that out of the way so I didn't draw on it. And I have this erasable marker, and it's basically like a felt tip, but the best thing about these pens is obviously I'm going to be able to draw a really clear purple mark on here in a minute. And what happens, as you can see, this line here where I've sort of cut a little bit over, not quite over, this is already starting to fade. That's from like 15 minutes ago, and you can already see this bit here, it's even more faded. So like I said, it eventually goes. So if you're hand cutting, these are ideal pens for you to draw around your templates with, because like I said, they ultimately fade, and you won't see any of this colour that you can see in a second. And again, I'll link the supplier that I brought mine from. So like I said, I've just drawn that, and as you can see, same width as my ribbon. You can just take your scissors and try and do directly on the line or centred to the line where I can. And try and keep it nice and straight, and you want sharp, good quality scissors, so you've got nice clean lines. And there you go, nicely cut 3-inch wide piece of faux leather. Like I said, we've got one here as well, and that's cut to the same length as my material, so I'm just going to put those out the way. So it's 2 times 13 inches, 13 inches of your glitter ribbon, 13 inches of your faux leather, and they're both 3 inches wide, but I'll put all the measurements in the description below, because you can do this with all measurements, all sizes. I'm just going to place these on top and make sure that they're exactly the same size. And what I like to do is I do my peak 3 centimetres. So if you've got ribbon, so this is 3 inches wide, whatever your ribbon is, I go up in the same size. So if I'm doing 1 inch ribbon, I'd go up 1 inch. If it's 1.5, I got 1.5 centimetres, 2 centimetres, 3 centimetres. So go. I need to go just a teeny bit higher. There we go, 3 centimetres, and I'm just going to go all the way along. Just make sure I've sort of got it in alignment, which I have. Okay, once I'm happy, what I like to do is I put a touch of glue here, and I have a dual temperature gun. When I'm working on these kind of ones where I'm doing no sew, I put it up to 100 so the glue comes out faster and is thinner. So it's easier to sort of flatten and have no bulk to it, because we don't want any lines of like of the glue underneath, which if you're using U60 or some of the other guns, you can get like little lines of glue underneath, and we don't want that. So like I said, make sure to smooth it down a little bit so you've got no bumps or lumps underneath your material. And again, I'm just going to put a little bit just this side, and again smooth it down so that your glue is flat and you haven't got any glue bumps. And I'm just going to trim this bit down because that's a little bit longer on that side than the ribbon. There we go. And again, it's a little bit longer on this side. So I'm just going to trim that off. And I'm just going to take my lighter. I'm just going to heat seal our ribbon and our faux leather. There we go. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do another line of glue just along there to stop this bit lifting when we do our pinches later. And don't do it too, you don't want it really close to the edge, you want it a little bit further up, just so none of the glue you don't want any glue spilling over onto this bit and ruining your bow, but you want enough that it stays firmly down. And again, like I said, smooth it a little bit so you've got no lumpy bits of glue underneath there. Okay, so there's this. Once you've got to this point, again, if you want to, you can add a line of glue here as well, which I'm going to. And again, smooth it down. No glue lumps for us. Once you're happy with everything, fold it in half so we balance the bow and have it all nice, both sides even. And what I'm going to do, so you can see, I'm going to mark this with my Invisipen so you can see where I'm putting my glue, because this will fade. Okay, so as you can see, that's our centre. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a line of glue here and a line of glue here. Don't do them both at once, do them individually and then smooth them down, because like I said, no glue lumps for us. And like I said, don't overdo it, just enough that you can stick it down. Smooth it. What you don't want to feel under there is like a ridge of glue. There we go. So that's one side. And the same the other. Bring it in, squish it down, flatten that glue. Give me 1 second. My glue gun is running out, so I'm just going to show you a trick. It's halfway down here, look. So I'm just going to put a dot of the glue there, and then you can take your gun and you glue it to the original one, and it makes the glue sort of feed better. So if you ever need that little trick, there we go. So this is the back and this is the front, and if you fold these in half, you will see it's nice and even. Okay, and what I do for my 3 pinchers, we fold in half this way so that where we've glued is inside. Okay, and we hold our thumb here, and what you want to do is pinch back like so, pinch down and back again there. And as you can see, you've got your nice dips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 each side. There's a little bit. I like to make sure mine are nice and even. Let's do it again. So hold here, pinch back against your thumb, down against that crease, and then down here. Okay, and this is what you'll get, like I said, those nice clean dips. Now I'm going to put a touch of glue here, but I'm also going to wrap it with extra strength thread, and the reason we're going to wrap with extra strength thread is these types of material are notorious for popping back open if you only use glue. So I would always say don't use glue alone unless you're 100% certain that it's never going to pop open, but I always wrap as well. So you just want a bit of glue right in your centre, pinch that down. Don't do what I do. I have no feelings to the tips of my fingers. I've been crafting for far too many years. And also the same the opposite side. So here, here and here. Oh. And like I said, hold them for a good couple of minutes, because like I said, we don't want any of them shifting or moving around. And like I said, this is my extra strength thread, and this is extra strength polyester thread from Gutermann's, which is a great brand for the strength wise. Okay, so what I do, excuse me, is I get a nice long piece, and as you can see I'm still holding it because it's still setting, and I take this thread, give yourself a bit of length one side, and as you can see it's already starting to try and pull open. So take it and you want to wrap it round a good few times, right around that centre, and then when you're happy with everything and you're happy it's going to stay closed, you can tie it off. I will also, if some of the materials are a bit tougher and I know that they're notorious for sort of separating, I will sometimes double the thread. So sometimes I will do this. So cut a length. Excuse me, that's my glue gun falling over. Double it like this. And then tie it off. And for me, this just gives me extra confidence on top of my glue that that is not going to pop open. Like I said, as you can see from before, you can sort of see where the glue was starting to pull apart. Whereas with this, like I said, I'm much more confident that that is going to stay exactly how it should. Now I have a 60mm clip, because like I said, this is a bigger bow, so like I said, I've got a big clip. And you know what? Just for, again, because like I said, this is faux leather and glitter ribbon, I'm going to line my clip for you. Again, just to give this something a little bit more to grip onto. So heat seal the end of your 9mm. You want a touch of glue just here. And hold that down. Okay. Now I use one of my little helper clips for this, because you want a dot of glue there and a dot of glue just there. So in there, both sides. And I use this to guide them in. And you see these prongs on it. I use them to push it right down into the clip and get the ribbon right in that gap. And as you can see, I've wedged my thumb now, the tip of my thumb, firmly in that bit. I'm going to do a layer of glue here. Again, don't be massively heavy-handed with your glue. Like I said, you don't need a lot, and if you've got multi-temperature, do it on 100. And you want that to be really tight. And again, take your finger and smooth that glue out. Because what you don't want is, again, a ridge of glue that you can see. You want it nice and evenly spread so you can't see any of that mess underneath there. You want about 1 centimetre over. And again, heat seal your end. Touch of glue just there. And there's your lined clip. And then, like I said, this is going to go across here. So I just want a dot of glue across here. And like I said, this is more for grip than appearance, although that is a good way to line clips. It's half lining in clips if you wanted to. So there we go, right on the centre. And again, give it a good couple of, a minute or so to set. And then I've got my matching 9mm to wrap, because we're going to wrap this first, and then we're going to put our glitter ribbon as the centre. But again, we're using this 9mm to wrap round here to keep our centre nice and secure, and also to help keep our clip firmly against the bow. So do it nice and tight, and you want to go round. I normally say twice, but on these ones I would say, like I said, go super tight and go round 3 times, again for the security of holding this firmly to this notoriously difficult material to keep things held to. heat sealer end, glue, open your clip back up and clip that down. So like I said, that's nicely balanced, as you can see. I'm just going to move that a little bit. So both our sides are nice and even. And then I've got this bit of my pink glitter ribbon. I'm just going to check my size. That is a little over 1 inch, so I'm just going to trim that down a little bit. Go. Maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to cut this down to roughly 1 inch. You're going to heat seal both sides in the blue bit of your flame, not the orange. This will seal it without melting it or burning it. So there we go. And then we're going to wrap this round our centre, just for like a little pop of colour to match the top to the bottom of the bow. Touch of glue along there. And wrap around. Again, do this nice and tight. And I like to add a little bit of glue over the ribbon centre. And then glue. Yeah, open clip back up. And there you go, a super pretty, extra large pinch bow, 6 inches by 4. Got your purple and silver versions. You can do it with the faux leather, any soft faux leather or soft glitter, and any sort of ribbon. It doesn't have to be glitter in these ones. Like I said, you can play around and do whatever you like. But hopefully you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. If you need any more help or advice or anything that I've shown you today in the videos, I have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. I'm always about. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave me any comments and I'll always get back.